Hello everyone, welcome to the another virtual class of history. Now let us discuss about how did the civil disobedience movement start and what happened after that. Okay, so you know that disobedience movement started on 12th of March 1930 from Sabarmati Ashram. Okay, from Sabarmati Ashram, Gandhiji started his historic march from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi. Dandi was a village on the sea coast of Gujarat. So they will reach to Gujarat, Dandi, okay, and from there they'll take the pledge. Okay, so what were the programs? What actually will be done during the movement? So one more thing we must add over here is that before also we heard about Swadeshi, boycott in the non-cooperation movement. Here one change was there, boycott of no tax campaign was introduced in the civil disobedience movement. Salt law also was to be violated. Everywhere salt law also will be violated. So on 12th of March 1930, Gandhiji with his 78 followers, how many followers? Gandhiji with his 78 followers started a march, and on the way many more joined, and on 6th of April 1930 they reached Dandi, and there Gandhiji picked up a handful of salt, and that was a symbol of defiance against the salt law. So now let me tell you what was salt law. As per the government, my dear, in East India Company authority imposed a salt law. Accordingly, only company was allowed to manufacture salt. Others were not allowed to manufacture the salt. Salt is one of the very essential commodity which is required by every families, and on that also tax was imposed, and definitely the prices of salt will go high. Okay, so Gandhiji was completely against the salt law. Gandhiji thought that this is a symbol of exploitation, my dear. It is a height of exploitation to which all Indians could not respond. Okay, that is why Gandhiji decided to break the salt law. So what were the programs of civil disobedience movement? As you know that Dandi march started. So let me discuss about programs. So what all they will do. Number one, salt law will be violated. Okay, students should students should leave schools and colleges. That means boycott of schools and colleges. Number three, government servants should stop going to the offices, give their services to the British government, and foreign goods to be violated. Foreign goods to be boycotted. Okay, and one more was added: no tax campaign. That means we will not pay the taxes to the government. Other taxes which are imposed upon us, that will not at all pay. So no tax campaign also started. Okay, and women also should start dharna before the shops selling liquors. So women should also start giving dharna in front of the shops selling liquors. Okay, so that way the program was completely framed. So on that program they will start. Okay, so program of the movement. So Gandhiji, after reaching Dandi, picked up a handful of salt. Okay, that was a defiance against the salt law, and from that time onward the civil disobedience movement started everywhere throughout the country. Okay, the movement spread rapidly everywhere. Violation of laws, number one. Boycott of goods, foreign goods were boycotted everywhere. Okay, mass strike, demonstration. Okay, completely shook the entire country. Gujarat, Ahmedabad, Bombay. Okay, saw mass mobilization through Gandhiji's method of satyagraha. Everywhere satyagraha's method of satyagraha was implemented. Okay, so in this way, my dear, on the other side, from the northwest frontier province also, one group was led by Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. From the northwest frontier province also, the people of that region also, under the leadership of Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, came down to join the civil disobedience movement. And this man, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, also came to be known as Frontier Gandhi. He also came to be known as Frontier Gandhi because he led the civil disobedience movement like Gandhiji from the northwest frontier provinces. Okay, so this is all about Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. Okay, so Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, okay, the organization of the Pathans, of that region, northwest frontier provinces, that was known as Khudai Khidmatgar. They were known as Khudai Khidmatgar, or the servants of God. Okay, and they used to wear red shirts, and they took the place to non-violence policy of Gandhiji. They also took the non-violence policy of Gandhiji. So it was not a separate movement. So both the movements were said. They also joined the civil disobedience movement. Okay, so all these things were going on, and in the meantime, Simon Commission submitted this report. Simon Commission, who had come to India, had prepared the report and finally submitted the report. So now, discussion on the Simon Commission. So the time has come to discuss on the report. So as you know that in the year 1929, they have pledged to boycott the first round table conference. So first round table conference was held at London, but was boycotted by the Congress. So in the absence of the Congress, my dear, the government or the viceroy could not come out with a strong decision. That is why the first round table conference was completely a failure. So Lord Irwin also was very much convinced that without the presence of a larger representation of the country India, we cannot come to certain conclusions. That is why he decided to meet with Gandhi and sort out the differences, okay, and to discuss the issues properly. That is why they both met together on 5th of March 1931. Gandhiji and Lord Irwin met, and in between, and then there was a signing of Gandhi-Irwin Pact. So Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed between Gandhiji and Lord Irwin. So what were the agreement reached out between both? So number one, let me tell you from the government side, okay, what did government agree, and on the other hand, what did Gandhiji agree for? So first one, so government agreed to withdraw all the ordinances, okay, and prosecutions. All the ordinances which were passed by the government, temporary ordinances, will be withdrawn. Okay, and number two, they also agreed to release all the political prisoners. All the political prisoners will be released. Those who were not guilty of violence. Those who were guilty of violence, they will be kept in the jail, but those who were not at all guilty of violence, they will be freed. Number three, permit picketing. Okay, that means they will permit picketing of liquor shops peacefully, without any harm. If you are picketing any liquor shops, we don't have any problem. Okay, and to restore all the confiscated properties of the Satyagrahis. Those Satyagrahis properties were confiscated by the government, will be returned back. And number five, they also will permit to free collection of manufacture of salt by the person near the sea coast. Those people who are living near the sea shores and all, they will be allowed to prepare the salt of their own. They don't have to buy. Okay, so these were agreed by the government. So on the other side, what Gandhiji agreed for? Gandhiji also decided to agree to suspend the civil disobedience movement. Gandhiji agreed to suspend the civil disobedience movement. Okay, and he also agreed to participate in the second round table conference. Okay, so he agreed, okay, I am also ready to attend the second round table conference. Okay, and not to press for investigations into police unrestrained behavior. Unrestrained behavior, police should not be press investigation into. So too important, he was ready to attend the second round table conference. Okay, so the time came, that is in the year 1931. Okay, second round table conference was held at London. Why it is called round table? Why it was called round table? Because the table is round only. People will sit around the table and they will discuss. That is why it is called round table conference. So Gandhiji also went there. So Gandhiji agreed to attend the second round table conference. So 7th of September 1931, Mahatma Gandhi attended the second round table conference. Okay. So during the conference, my dear, Gandhiji found that the representatives of different communities like Muslims, Sikhs, the Christians, and even the Prince were more interested in safeguarding their own interests rather than spreading or spending time demanding for full independence. They were concerned about their own interests. They were not at all concerned about demanding full independence. That is why it was a communal issue. That is why Gandhiji was very much disappointed and he returned back to India empty-handed. He returned back empty-handed. He was not very happy with the second round table conference. But other representatives from India itself, they were mostly concerned with their own interest. That is why he was very much unhappy. So he returned back empty-handed to India. Okay. Then after reaching back to India, what did Gandhiji do? Gandhiji, okay, asked his people to start an individual satyagraha. So he renewed the civil disobedience movement. Okay, so Gandhiji demand for meeting with Viceroy Lord Wellington was refused. So when he came, he could not meet with Lord Wellington, and then instead he was arrested on 4th of January 1932 along with Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Civil disobedience movement was renewed with the same program: non-payment of taxes, picketing of shops, manufacturing of collection of salt and all. Okay, boycott of British goods and all. So this way the movement continued. So the last part of the civil disobedience movement, what was the impact? What was the impact of civil disobedience movement? So the first of all, my dear people, you know that people might have become silent for a time being, but they were not at all subdued. Okay. Number two, second, the government was convinced that the bold constitutional reforms were now essential. They need to come up with a bold constitutional reform, otherwise these people may again start the movement. Okay, the struggle had a healthy effect on the life of the exploited, the poor and the oppressed. And the last one, the fourth one, the violence as a political weapon caused to have much impact on the youth of India because of Gandhi's preaching of non-violence. So these are some of the. This is not also important as per the reduced syllabus. So these are the impact of civil disobedience movements. You have to remember from here once again: civil disobedience, Swaraj, Simon Commission, Nehru. So from here, this part is important. Simon Commission. Why was Simon Commission sent to India? Okay. Then this one, Lahore Session 1929. Within Lahore Session 1923, resolutions they had taken. Okay, that you have to go through it. Okay. So hope you all have understood about the civil disobedience movement. Okay. In the next class, we'll discuss about Quit India movement. Okay, so till then, please take care of yourself and go through the videos again and again. And those who have not watched the previous videos, please do watch it. The link to the previous video is given in the description box, so you can search it from the description box. Okay, so take care. Bye bye.